Welcome back everyone, my name is Saucy. I've noticed that a lot of you are saying that you believe Knockout City is already dying, and I do have to admit that I kind of feel the same way. If you look at this chart on Google Trends, you can see that only 30% of the initial searches are left compared to launch. The queue times at Diamond are horrible and get stretched to over 10 minutes sometimes. Now, of course it is only normal that it is lower than at launch, but this number could have been a lot higher if EA and Valen made some different choices. It's only after 3 weeks after all. But what choices am I talking about? And what can they do to make up for these choices? We'll get into that shortly. I promised a tips and tricks video today, but sadly I could not get the footage for a lot of them, and since today is my birthday and my tooth got picked, I didn't have enough time to complete the video. I will release it once I got the footage. If you are new to this channel, you should consider subscribing. Even though Knockout City has its flaws, it is still an amazing game that I will stick with. I will bring high quality Knockout City videos for you to learn from and enjoy. Now, let's start. So the big thing that Knockout City really has is that you have to pay to play. During the Block Party event, it was free to play, and you could see that a lot of players played, 5 million actually. But you can definitely see the dip after the Block Party event ended, because people had to pay. As we all know, if someone has to pay, they're less likely to do it, because free to play, it's easy to pick up. The store of Knockout City, it has cosmetics that you can buy with in-game currency, and they don't really make as much money as they could with that. But if they want to go free to play, which I think is the better bet for them, they have to change the store as well. They have to make the cosmetics more expensive, and it's gonna be a drastic change because people already bought the game, and if it now goes free to play, people are gonna get sad. So you would have to compensate them with cosmetics as well. It is definitely possible, but kind of hard to pull off at the same time, so I understand why they would not go free to play soon, but it might be something for later. Another point is that the game kind of feels repetitive a little bit. In my first Knockout City video, I told you that this game would have a lot of content and that we would not get bored easily, but I kind of want to come back to that because this game like mostly has the same mechanics that you use over and over again, and it kind of gets old after, you know, a couple hundred games. You're catching, you're throwing, you're doing all those things, but you're not really switching anything up. Of course it is satisfying when you get KOs, but that feeling fades over time as well. To spice up the game and not make it feel repetitive, they can do a couple of things, and I will come back to that later. Knockout City also had a couple server issues, because yesterday, even in the hideout, we in Europe, we had 120 ping in the hideout alone, and even in private games, it was terrible. They seem to have fixed this now, but these mistakes really cost them player base and also money. If this happens too often, it can really be catastrophic, and Knockout City really had server issues from the start. We would just get hyping lobbies for no reason, even though there were no Americans in there. They're telling us that they're fixing it, but they haven't really shown that it's great yet, and now that the ping is fine, our queue times went up, so it's really not ideal. I also think that the Knockout City skill ceiling is a little bit too low, and you might disagree with me, but the only thing you really need is good reflexes and positioning, and of course there's a couple things that you can master, but we're 3 weeks in and I already feel like that the players in High Diamond are already the best that people can be in this game. Of course there might be some optimizations that we haven't found yet, but for now it doesn't really seem like we can go much further. In a game like Rocket League, for example, you can really see that there's a lot of mechanics that people really need thousands of hours for to learn. And with Knockout City, that's just not there. There's just basic mechanics. There's not really a lot of space for creativity. To make this game a successful esport and a successful game, I feel like they should higher the skill ceiling a little bit, but how do you do this because the game is already out? Well, first of all, I think 4v4 might be better than 3v3. With 3 versus 3 players, the maps feel kind of big and it takes long to get to the action. And I feel like 4v4 might spice it up and allows for some more high-level plays with player balls and ultimates, and it just allows you for more versatility. And I feel like there also is space for it. Maybe that you need more ball spawns, but that's really all you need to incorporate this. The maps are already big enough. Another thing that most of you probably will be against, but I'm just gonna throw it out there because I don't know how people react to this. Perks and abilities. So what I would like to see, what I think would actually fit really well in this game, are specific perks or abilities for your brawler. So for example, that your dodge is longer, or that you can do vertical dodges, or you can catch faster, or just stuff like that. And of course, the gameplay might get inconsistent then, but these are just some examples that I'm giving, but I'm sure there's a lot of other ones that Valorant can think of that would be better and easier to counter as well, because I feel like if your dodge is longer, people are not going to expect it and it's going to give you an unfair advantage. But there's definitely stuff to find in that. It will also give a lot more variety for people, and they're more free to experiment with different strategies, and I think that would really spice up the esports scene as well. Tell me what you think, because I'm not really sure about this myself. Just make sure to comment with your thoughts down below. What also could be interesting is different objectives than KOs. I feel like something else could be better. Think of like King of the Hill or Domination, where you can capture points. I'm not really sure about this, but a KO-based system just seems a little weird to me. The games go by way quicker, and I feel like with a game mode like King of the Hill, it might really spice it up. Again, just a thought, I'm not sure about this. It's just an idea. Maybe they can experiment with this in the Street Play. Well, of course, there are a lot of new game modes that they are implementing in Street Play, and that's amazing and all, but let's be honest, they're kinda similar to the actual game, so it's not really much variety. The only thing you do is pick up coins and diamonds and throw your teammates. There's not really much else to it. It's always kill based. And it would really be nice to see a different objective. Let's hope Knockout City can survive this dip by spicing the game up a bit, and let's hope this game will thrive as an esport and will remain on top for years. Only time will tell, honestly, but something definitely has to happen soon. This was Saucy, thank you so much for watching.